A living legend, an entrepreneurial hero, a motivational speaker, inspirational man that just oozes from every part of his body. Four-time New York Times best-selling author. You look on the internet, you will see his face, you will hear his words no matter where you're at. He's taken over everything. He's on Facebook. Every single scroll you take, you hear motivational words coming from this man's mouth. It's just awesome. It's incredible to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Gary Vee. Gary!
I appreciate that. That's very nice.
Gary, I hope so. Have you gotten a better intro before? Probably.
You know, it's a top 7 for sure.
Nice.
That's not bad.
No.
Top 7s, top 8, top 10.
Pat, can I ask you a question right off the bat?
Yeah.
This has all happened because the voice, right? Like, people have been telling you that you're like a radio voice your whole life.
No.
Yeah, like as soon as the first time I ever heard it, I'm like, oh, that's
He
why.
does definitely have
he,
one.
he has it. You've not been hanging out with smart people.
I agree.
Yeah.
I look around the room, you're 100% right.
I like how I set the tone and lose the entire crowd immediately.
No, you got me though.
It's just me, you, and now the audience
Our
listening.
fans are well aware we're not the smartest posse.
We're not gonna argue that.
Yeah, but much like you, I think we got great street smarts though.
Yes.
I think that's
Yeah.
kind of our big thing.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it.
Sure.
You flipped your family. First of all, you came over from the Soviet Union. You lived in an apartment with 8 other people in Queens.
I did.
Your family started a wine business, a corner store business. After college, you took over the day-to-day operations.
Yes.
It went from $3 million to $60 million a year in 6 years
That's right.
because you went to the internet.
That's right.
Okay. Asking for a friend.
Yes.
For the followers. You are an incredible businessman. If you were somebody, for a friend, this
Yes,
is for a
yes,
friend,
sir.
Gary, to turn down a job in which you were making immense amount of cash,
Yes.
but you're entering a field where the cash and success is at a much higher ceiling,
Yes.
like social media,
Right.
digital content,
Yep.
things like that. For a friend.
This is a random person.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is just somebody random.
Understood.
Let's say they turned down a professional athletic
Right.
contract.
Right. In the prime of their career, you would say.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
the best to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some random guy.
Right. Random dude.
What would be your first little quip of information or advice?
To sign with the New York Jets. So, you know, listen, when I heard this from afar, what you were up to, without knowing much, literally the first thing that ran through my head as somebody who loves business and loves, you know, media and podcasting and all the stuff that's going on and wants to buy the New York Jets.
Yeah, that's what I want to be an owner too.
And, you know, and that makes sense to me. Like what you did, and what's interesting about what you did is it's a high risk move, except you executed fast. So that's the most intriguing. I can't wait to really look at your case study because I think it's a preview, not an anomaly. I genuinely believe that over the next decade, 2 decades, multiple athletes or other individuals in big fields like, you know, comedy or entertainment will come and reach out to you. And the same way that family businesses and entrepreneurs hit me up 10,000 times a day, yours is a bigger field with smaller amounts of people in it, but I see once a month you getting and probably it's even, by the way, it's happening now. I'm sure people are randomly reaching out to you. I think it means that you believe in yourself. It means that you know that, listen, by the way, this happened to me. When I switched to the internet world from talking about just wine, first 6 years of my content was me sitting at a table drinking wine.
That was Wine Library TV.
That's right. Yeah. So when I made a video that Facebook should be worried about Twitter, the majority of the comments, and comments used to happen on blogs, there was no social media, you know, the comments.
Age, sex, location.
That's right.
That's what you
ASL, baby.
Yeah, you old guys, that's what you guys do.
Yes. And by the way, spent most of our time making pretend we were a girl. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm 24-year-old female from Florida. Just roping our friends in.
Chris Hansen.
Loved it. So
the video.
You know, yeah, what was interesting was the feedback was stay in your lane, you know, wine guy. Like, what do you think you're doing? And for me, I'm like, I'm a businessman. Like, you guys only know me as the guy who reviews wine, but I built the wine business before I did the wine videos. And that's what you think of yourself, right? Yes, you're, you know, this all-American and you know, why didn't you say junior high? I noticed in the intro, high school.
Junior high was very average. Had bad acne.
Really?
Yeah, I was really good at soccer, but not really good at much anything else. It was really high school I took a turn.
I think you should add that part.
Junior high?
Yeah, just it would add, you know, adversity to your career, and it would get more people to listen to the podcast.
I think you would respect this as a businessman. In elementary school, I had a full cigarette operation happening in 5th grade. I was supplying basically my high school, my entire school district with cigarettes until I got caught. My first client flipped it in front of a teacher's face. She ratted me out with less than a minute. So
Where is she now?
Probably dead or in jail.
We should find her.
I don't think we should.
No, I think we should find her. What's her name? Mrs. What?
I can't. No way
You don't want to
can
go
I
there?
say that name.
Got it.
No way. Stephanie's the first name. No way.
Last name starts with a C.
Yeah.
No, listen, I think, so here's the punchline. Listen, I think you've got to go all in. What got you to the highest level of what you did is going to get you to the highest level here. Clearly you've got that energy. Yeah, man, I think it's fucking great. I think I'm excited, and one of the things that's been interesting to me is that, athletes used to want to be rappers, and rappers wanted to be athletes, and now everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And so it's crazy for me on Instagram to see these 12 and 13 and 14-year-old kids look up to me because that's the new thing. And I'm excited because I'm going to teach them practicality and hard work and not bullshit them. And I literally sit around and talk with my friends, family, wife, I'm like, geez, we're going to impact people. This is really neat. And so I think that you just need to go all in blindly, and I think that's what you're good at.
Well, you're 100% right. I'm really good at going all in blindly.
And already another thing I've noticed in the limited seconds of auditing your world, you're also a good counterpuncher. I think you're pretty intuitive. What I like about you is the reason you go in blindly is that when you taste something, you react to it. And I think that is a big time skill. It's an intuitive thing. I'm sure it served you super well of like, oh shit, there's some big guy, I'll kick to the right instead of the left. And now in business, it's unlimited. So I think going in blindly with your crew, all positive vibes, full head steam ahead, and then when you're like, oh shit, that doesn't work, cool, let's do this. Oh, that's working, let's do triple
well, it's
that.
Funny you say that because we are literally rebranding our company. So we're rebranding Barstool India into Barstool America because not only are we a voice for a city and for a state, we realize that we're becoming a voice for a lot more people in the Midwest, the heartland of the country. Not this terrorist New York City you guys live in that isn't even America. I don't know how the fuck you live here, Gary. I have no idea. Got 0 hours of sleep last night. 0. I have no idea.
That means you know exactly how I live here. If you got 0 hours of sleep, you're only 24 months away by being seduced by this city. You know that, right?
That's a long time. 2 years?
Yeah. In
So
2 years.
You're saying we sleep too much.
No,
I'm
yes, but I think that about everybody. But and by the way, I don't mean sleep too much. I think sleep is healthy. I think people aren't doing enough shit while they're awake.
Yeah.
You can do plenty of stuff 17 hours a day. No, I mean you're getting seduced. It means you had too much fun, or it was too interesting, or you're working too hard, and it's gonna start switching your psyche, and you're gonna get seduced. You're gonna come to New York once a month, then twice a month, and then all of a sudden you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be living in fucking Bushwick.
I've been here 2 times in 2 weeks.
Yep.
The first time, I puked on a street.
Yep. Second.
This time we're going. We're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And your big thing is hustle. Hustlers hustle. You are the hustler's hustler. Really.
Listen, look, I look around this room, I think about all the people listening right now, and I think we're born with certain skills. Like listen, you want to complain? Like, I'm sorry. Some people are born extremely attractive, right? Like, you're welcome.
What the fuck just happened? You saw what just happened.
I'm trying to build back up from the Raz earlier, so I'm gonna go one by one and try to build.
Good look, you're a model. Good for you. Anyways, Gary, back to what you were saying.
I just don't understand people dwelling and complaining. Like, listen, I really, really, really would have enjoyed being the quarterback of the New York Jets. But by 4th grade, I looked around, I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna be the quarterback of the Jets. And so I said, you know what? Instead of being the quarterback of the Jets, I'm gonna buy the Jets, right? And so, I just think self-awareness and not dwelling and complaining and figuring out what your advantage is a good strategy. And then once you figure out what you're decent at, if you're funny, go fucking all in. Like if you're good at video games, I'm old, right? So when I grew up, video games, Nintendo, Sega.
You're not
right?
old, by the way.
I'm 41.
Yeah, and everybody thinks you're an overnight success because you're just taking over the world
right.
now, but you've been grinding. But back in the day, whenever you and Todd were young,
yep.
black and white TVs, go
right.
what else?
So it wasn't TVs yet. Todd and I, we were using cups, talking to each other with a string.
Video games.
The punchline is, video games were huge with us, but it was new. It was like, and parents were freaking out, like, don't play fucking Super Mario. Like, why are you playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? And then on and on and on. The reality is, all those kids that were forced to become lawyers and doctors that are listening right now, literally there are tons of dudes listening right now that hate their fucking job, that if their parents allowed them to play video games, they might be making $1.7 million a year being an esports star. They could be the Tony Hawk of esports given their age, yet they're miserable making, by the way, making $213,000 a year, making $48,000 a year. This is not about money. The amount of people I know that make $400,000 a year, $3 million a year, and are miserable.
That was me.
Yeah. Well, were you really miserable?
Yeah, I hated it.
Straight up.
Hated it. There's nothing
Really?
I could do. Because no
Wow.
matter how good I did,
Yeah.
like let's say I did my job
Yep.
as well as I could.
Yes.
And NFL is no matter what your position is, the NFL is an all-year focus. You
Yes.
have to.
Yes.
You can't, like, I used to get drunk when I was young because my body would bounce back, but once I got older and I wanted to be great, I decided I wanted to be great after I got arrested. Bill Polian told me, you'll use this arrest and you'll flip it into something special. And he was 100% right. It was at that moment I flipped, I wanted to be great. It's a full-time focus. And whenever you play a position that you can't control the outcome of the game, right? Your happiness depends on wins and losses in the NFL. And when you play a position that you can't control your happiness, it gets to the point where you're like, fuck, I hate this.
That makes sense to me.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
in the NFL, you can't be happy if you lose.
It's why I could never work for anybody. In my life, I never did. Even when I started my dad's business, I kind of, my dad's
you
not
took over
listening. I took
day-to-day.
over fast.
Yeah, you took over day-to-day.
And by the way, only way you take over day-to-day in a family business, I know a lot of people have family businesses that are listening, is I put in work at 14, 15, 16 and like kind of established my, role, right?
Yeah.
So I get it, man. By the way, that's why I'm never upset. I don't blame anybody for shit. I expect nothing from nobody.
It all falls on your shoulders,
100%.
right? When you're the boss.
And in life, I don't expect anything from people. I'm empathetic. They have their own shit. If I do somebody a favor, I never expect anything in return. The market is the market is the market. It's a solo thing, and that makes a lot of sense to me. Team sports, I've always struggled. I love them, but being a part of them, I always struggled with because not in control.
You're zero control, especially at punter. I mean, if I go out there, it means something bad happened.
Go ahead.
Trying to set up the defense in a way, but
Yep.
I can't score if we're down 10. I can't do. It's just an interesting thing.
Could make a game-saving tackle. You ever make a game-saving tackle?
Gary, go ahead and Google me.
You could do that.
Yeah, that happened a lot, especially in the year we were 2-14. I led our special teams and tackles. I think I had 15 of them, which is astronomical.
Yeah, but 15, you might have had 15 random tackles. I know enough about football. What a game-saving tackle is very different.
Well, Gary, anytime a punter or kicker makes a tackle, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, but you seem like a crazy fucker. You might have run too far out of position.
I got a brain.
Okay,
I'm
got
not
it.
getting in there with the real athletes. I'm staying back.
Respect.
So we live in a society.
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
Where we all
We live in a
have.
society.
Always have, even when you guys were young.
Yep.
But we live in a society that's considered soft, right? The younger generation is considered soft. But the society is a hustler's paradise right now. There's so many ways to make money with social media,
The internet.
YouTube,
It's the internet.
everything.
By the way, it's the internet, right?
The internet.
All these things are built on top of it, but the big brain fuck was the internet itself.
Yeah,
That
it's
changed
caused people-
everything.
Young people now look to be an entrepreneur, where it used to be in our generation, most kids wanted to follow in their father's footsteps. I want that job at Ford Motor Plant because it pays well and it's solid.
Stability.
But now, because of the internet, they're seeing all these
It's a
different
hustler's
avenues.
paradise. It's a complete hustler's paradise. And I even got tempted into it. I mean, it was something I see all these people make. You got these internet models on Instagram, which the modern day porn stars, do your thing, whatever you got to do. But you're getting naked on the internet. You're making a lot of money.
But they're not. It's soft porn. It's modeling. Let's be fair.
They're modern day porn stars.
If you go on Snapchat, but on Instagram, they're just models.
But they're
Let's be
making
fair.
Great living.
Hell
Better
yeah.
living than my parents ever did.
Much better making fucking $10,000 to take a picture with like coconut water than making $500 an hour at an auto show, or worse, just like living life and being the pretty person in the office.
So let's say somebody is sitting on the edge of wanting to become their own boss, right? So for 3 years I wanted to retire. Every single offseason I talked about it with my friends. I was done. I'm over this. I'm sick of this. And then finally, whenever I did stand-up, I fell in love. I was like, all right, there's a world. I rented out the theater, sold the tickets myself, promoted it myself, was just excited.
That was the poop moment?
The
Lady shit herself, yes.
yeah, that was
Love it.
awesome. I don't know if she
Like for real?
Yeah, she got kicked out because she smelled so bad. And they,
So good.
And my friends didn't tell me during the show that it happened.
Well, it happened while you were on stage. So
That's when
can't-
he needs that ammo. He could have crushed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He needed the context.
Because in the video,
You guys did a bad job.
Thank you. Bad friends.
Bad
friends.
Trying to corral you in while you're on stage is impossible.
Fair.
That's
fair.
a official statement. You're
Fair,
right.
fair.
And I was hot that night too.
He's a
That-
Tasmanian devil on stage.
Yeah, once you're rolling, you're putting your life on the line. That was your moment.
That was it.
Yeah.
Well, my moment was the press conference that we had at Super Bowl, but that stage
No.
is my stage.
No, that was your moment.
Yeah. So I actually called the shot too before. I felt good going into that night. It was my third time doing that set. I knew it like the back of my hand. I was like, here we go.
And you told the crew like tonight's the night?
I said on video, I said tonight's the night I'll make somebody shit their pants. And it happened. And it actually happened.
Called my shit.
Yeah, I called it my shit. I called my
I mean,
shit.
so it's like you and Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Babe Ruth, by the way,
Didn't do it. You know that, right? He didn't call that shot.
No, but he has shitty's pants.
I like this.
You like that?
I like this.
He didn't call a shot?
No. History changed that story.
Yeah.
Go look at the video.
What did he do?
He like fucking wiggled his bat a little bit.
Well, I always thought it was like an ex-wife, and he was like, "Hey, bitch!" Like he was
Yeah.
like, "This is where this
Yeah.
one's going." Like
I
talking.
mean, if it was the Babe, it was definitely possible.
a lot of ex-wives.
I mean, that guy killed it.
Yeah.
Imagine being the only famous person on earth. Think about famous people and how much they dominate. Now, think about being the only famous person. That's what
with
the Babe.
no cameras everywhere, no keeping up with you, everything you do.
He won. He won it.
He's my guy.
He's underrated.
Yeah.
As a legend or as what?
A human.
I agree. I think we should move Babe Ruth up with John Daly. John Daly and Babe Ruth are both climbing the scale of life every single day. You know, John Daly told us that. I asked him what his drink of choice is. What's your drink of choice? Wine?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Barolo from Italy.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I'll teach you.
I have a very
Dude, in
unsophisticated palate.
3 years, with what's going on with you, you're gonna live full time in New York. You're gonna drink wine, and your friends are gonna hate you.
If he lives in New York, yes.
One of those
Because that
is
means
already
we have to
true.
live in New York.
Like the last part's already true.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a factual statement.
Can I come here every day? This is great. I love your crew.
Good.
This is good. This now makes so much sense. People grossly underestimate the impact of the 3 to 4 people around them. The amount of, again, I love talking to the listeners when I do podcasts. You're sitting there. If you want shit to change, one of the quickest ways to do it is to change the people you're hanging out with. Now, this is a rogue statement. These are boys from around the way. These are people you grew up with. I'm not talking about if you're good, if you're content. I'm talking about if you're miserable. If you're super upset, I think it's a really smart, practical strategy to take a good audit of your 5 or 6 people that are around you. Because my big thing is complaining. I just believe in this shit. I think there's only 2 groups of people that listen to people complain. One, the people that have to. Your mother.
Psychiatrist.
Well, yes, that as well. But like your mom, right? You're like your dad, your brother. And then group number 2, your other loser friends. Like when you're like, oh, the system's fucked. They're like, yeah, the system's fucked. And it's over.
In the NFL, they talk about guys getting small groups, that they're getting fucked by coaches and by front office and stuff
that's
like
it.
that. And it's a cancer in your locker room.
100%.
And it can be a cancer in people's life, is what you're saying as well.
100%.
That's incredible.
What were you saying? You were saying something good.
John
right?
Daly.
Fuck, John
Yeah,
Daly.
you
Drink of
said you
choice.
like
Barolo.
wine.
What was his? Jack Daniels?
No, so me and John are very similar.
Close?
And we are best friends. I paid for it, but we're. I donated 50 grand to his Boys and Girls Club so we can become best friends.
That's, by the way, great. If you're back to listeners, if you have money,
Yeah.
buy friends.
All in on that. Me and John Daly are besties. Guy texted me the other day.
It was cheap.
I mean, if Randy the Macho Man Savage was still alive,
Ooh, yeah.
I would spend ungodly amounts of money for that friendship.
Is that your guy?
That is my
it.
all-time guy. Not even close, by the way.
What was it about him?
Well, first, Elizabeth probably made me a man. You know, there's a little bit of that.
So you're a big wrestling fan growing up?
Yes, huge. Here's,
Still am?
Less, but I'm historically hardcore
See, that's number 1 on my bucket list for future reference.
to wrestle.
To be a WWE.
By the way, that's the quickest. I think that will happen within 24 to 36 months. You're just gonna be famous enough, and they're gonna leverage your fame in WrestleMania. So you're gonna like jump. You're gonna like, ooh, you're gonna have a good finishing move. It's
Yeah,
gonna be,
I'm
you're
a
gonna
punt.
kick the fuck out of people.
I'm gonna punt somebody
Yeah.
in the face. Yeah. Don't be a punt, Gary.
So Macho Man, you know what it was? I'm anti-establishment, so I'll never go for the guy. So Hogan was eliminated.
Right.
I went on the Nikolai Volkov thing because I was rushing for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't like Nikolai Volkov, you know? And when Macho Man came in, it was game over, right? He was a bad guy. He took a screwdriver out in Madison Square Garden and nailed Tito Santana in the face and pinned him to win the Intercontinental Championship. He had Elizabeth. I was just around the age where that was interesting. Like, he was the fucking guy.
Did you do
And when I found out, I apologize, and when I found out that he was Leaping Lanny Poffo's brother, I was disappointed.
that almost brought it down.
Almost brought it down. Go ahead.
Did you do research on Pat? Because you're scratching everywhere he is.
No,
Right,
no.
Jesus
So I do.
Christ.
You'll find this interesting. And I kind of gave you guys this compliment. I have a similar gear. It's why I think I sense it. Now people may have to when they host and things of that nature, but D-Rock will tell you, and I'll have you on Ask Gary Vee. So you got to come and do that in a couple next couple months.
We're trying to build this.
Yeah, and we'll get huge exposure.
Great news.
Amazing.
Jesus Christ. That's his business.
I like coming in blind. I don't.
Because you learn. Because you ask questions that are inquisitive.
First of all, I'm intuitive, right? Second of all, I suck at school and reading. You know what? I realized yesterday that my daughter, who's in 2nd grade, is probably already a better reader than I am.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah.
How do you tweet then? Because like I never read
That's
a book in
called
my life.
writing.
You have to read other in responses. You have
I mean,
to read.
I
read 140
can
characters all the time.
read.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily good at it, and I'm busy as shit. So I don't need to do work. You know, for example, stand up, right? When I do keynotes, business keynotes, I have that style. I'm more improv, right? I did this new show. It's coming out this summer for Apple, right? Where
You got signed by Apple?
no, Apple's got original shows coming out, and this summer they've got a show called Planet of the Apps, where Will.i.am, Jessica Alba, Gwyneth Paltrow, and I are the 4 mentors, and apps pitch us, and it's like The Voice, and we help them, right? And then we help them raise capital from a VC.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, in 2 years you'll probably
so you're
take
like
my
Shark
seat.
Tank for an app.
Yeah, it meshes a lot of formats, right? Pitch, get a mentor, make the app better, pitch a VC, and
Like
a VC.
gaming apps or like?
All
Can
apps.
we get on there?
Yeah, we're cooking a gaming app right now.
You may be able to get on there, but I think it's going to be like one of those, you know, if it's a hit, instead of tens of thousands of people entering next year, there'll be millions.
Right.
And my intuition early on here is that you won't make an app good enough.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah.
great news.
I would believe that.
I don't disagree.
Early intuition. Early
Lost the room
intuition.
again. It's all right. We'll come
Here's why though, because you've got the, you know, the art part, but you need the science part. I need to see the developer, like, please be smart. This is where the Pat McAfee's of the world hire an outside agency to build the app instead of giving up 50% of the equity to a technical co-founder.
Yeah, I would never give up equity.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
I'm down
why,
everything.
right, you know, and you know, 100% of zero,
Do the math quick. 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
biggest mistake everybody who's listening right now gets into the app world, they hire somebody to build it to keep the equity, yet they're in the tech business and they have no technical co-founder.
We're getting ours wireframed.
Sounds right.
We learned that word yesterday.
Yep.
We're real excited about it.
Well on your way to losing $100,000.
I started a t-shirt company. I don't know anything about t-shirt. I started a t-shirt company last
That's
year.
different.
Just to sponsor my friend's
By the way,
car.
t-shirts are easy.
Yes.
That's what you think.
Well, let me rephrase. You're about to lose $1 million in ad spend.
Can't wait to do it. I got 50 grand
It's
in
a
John.
t-shirt app. It's an app. Worst business model of all time.
1.1 million lost.
Your big thing is execution, right? So back in the day, when I was younger,
Yep.
I always thought I feel like I have a bazillion good ideas, right?
Which is probably true.
And I'm always like, I don't want to tell anybody because I don't want anybody to steal my idea. But what
Stupid.
I've learned as growing up
Yep.
is execution
Smart.
is the hardest part.
That's it.
Execution's everything. And in your business, that's really the whole art of everything, right? Execution.
I think the reason I've popped is because I'm giving away all my best info for free. I think the reason people are watching is like, shit, this guy's giving this away for free, and it worked. So I do that because 99% of people don't do anything about it. Like the punchline is, like, I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you how to make content on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube that can lead to good things. Selling more homes, right? Getting a promotion, like getting a boyfriend. Like I can tell you what to do. The reality is somewhere in my late 20s, early 30s, I'm like, wait a minute, people don't do it. And you're right, execution, back to wrestling, Bret Hart, the excellence.
Best there is, best there was.
The best
there
ever did it,
will
right?
be.
The excellence of execution, right? Like you think back, Macho Man. Why is WrestleMania 3 Macho Man versus versus Ricky Steamboat one of the top 5 matches of all time? The execution in that ring. Like these are real practitioners, not like fucking Ultimate Warrior who just like looked the part and couldn't wrestle for dick. You know, so I think that I think that's exactly right, man. And you know what? In your craft, you know it. Like it's funny. Football's the one sport I really know, right? Like
diehard Jets fan.
Diehard Jets fan. Have watched every snap since 1982.
Sorry.
Yep.
Are you at the games?
I'm at every home game. I went to all 16 games 2 years ago.
We played Monday night in New York last year.
You did. You won. It was bad for us.
Scott Hall celebration.
I didn't see it.
Well, so I pinned you at the 3-yard line after a poor
You know what, this
snap.
blows. Can you actually go back into football? I'd like to, now it would be fun to watch. And you know, it's fun.
Yeah, a lot of people that I partied with, like around the globe, that didn't know anything about punting, they enjoyed watching me punt, but they're going to enjoy me talking a lot more.
I agree. I already enjoy it a lot more.
Oh, good.
You know.
Well, you're a Jets fan.
Yeah, it's true.
So that happens.
Now, how long did you play for the Colts?
8 years.
Great. So you were there when we beat you in the playoffs in the first round, right?
Yeah, that was because we called a fucking terrible timeout. You guys hit a game-winning field goal in overtime. Vinatieri hit a game winner. It was a 52-yarder.
I remember.
Down to.
Did you? Now you only punted. You didn't do kickoffs,
I kicked
right?
off too.
To Cromartie.
Yeah,
you kicked off to Cromartie. Oh, Cromartie on the sideline,
Yeah,
right in front of me. You made the tackle.
Yeah, that was me.
So it was your kick that set up Cromartie's long kickoff return that really won the game for us.
Well, it was our number 2 going out of his lane, if I remember correctly.
Right.
He was to the right side. Our number
Right.
2
This
got
is back.
sucked inside.
But
Which
it
goes
is.
back to everything I talked about.
Well, that's
in the
exactly right. But it is fair to say that it was your foot that was the last human to touch the ball before Cromartie caught it and went 50 yards to set up the game winner.
Yeah.
That is fair.
But that isn't what set up the game.
By the way, that was one. I totally understand. That was
called a timeout.
that was a great night.
Nick Folk had a 48-yarder
Yep.
to win it. We call it timeout with 8 seconds left because we're like, oh yeah, we'll get the ball back. It wasn't fucking 4th down. So they took a shot down the right sideline, picked up 30 yards. It was now like
Braylon
a
Edwards.
25-yarder or something like that. Knocks it through. One of the worst timeouts I've ever seen in my entire life. It lost us the game in the playoffs.
I mean, I danced all over Indianapolis that night. And when I say dance, I didn't actually physically dance. I went to that place that has the.
Do you dance?
No, I went to that place that has Kilroy's. Love that fucking place.
Yeah, that's like our place.
Dude, you know how many times I've been to Indy? I've been to 3 Jet Indy games in Indy. The fucking bullshit AFC Championship game.
How about the one where we purposely lost to you? Do you remember that?
No, I didn't go to that one, but that was the best. That got us into the playoffs.
And then we knocked you out.
Yes, then you knocked us out. You were on that team?
Yeah, that was my
Fuck.
rookie year. Yeah.
You won a Super Bowl your rookie year?
No, we lost. The
Oh, you're
Super Bowl
right.
since, but we went undefeated. We didn't lose until
I remember.
we did it on purpose.
To
you
us.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
was
You
terrible.
literally let us in, and then we had a miracle run, and then we were like seriously in danger of beating you. And then 17-6, and then you guys exploded.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Our team.
You were losing at halftime, just so you know, of that game.
Were we?
You were just a rookie and didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I didn't even know how to punt at that point. That's a true story. I did not.
Wait, if that's true, then the special teams coach was phenomenal?
No.
So you randomly Googled it?
Yeah. I googled Shane Leckler. This is a true story. I watched Shane Leckler doesn't
Beast.
know this, but
Raiders?
he was with the Raiders, and then he went to the Texans, and
Yep.
we got to play him twice. But my entire rookie year and second year, I just watched film of him literally every single day trying to learn. Shane Leckler and I punt the exact same because I tried to mimic everything he did. And that was my rookie year. I had no idea.
You need him on this podcast. That's very important. It can be a huge theme of what you can learn from people's actions. You could change lives by having Shane on the show.
Other people's lives?
Yes. No, all humans' lives. Based on the way you mapped against Shane, that's what people, so this is a good segue. I tell people, the reason I do a daily vlog on YouTube is, don't listen to what I'm saying, watch what I'm doing, right? Like if I'm going all in on Instagram stories right now and putting out 20 pieces of content a day, that means I think it's smart, right? If I'm going on the best podcasts in the world, not this one, but
Say
the
it
other
loud.
ones, you know,
Others.
yeah, others. You know, that means that I think it's smart. You know, you knew that he was a big time player and had a huge success and you watched it. I'm stunned by how many people would rather read a book than watch the behavior of the people that are winning.
Jesus
We are not
Christ.
book readers here.
Yeah, I've never read a book in my life.
Right, but it makes a lot-
Shane,
you know-
when Shane Leckler told me like 3 years ago I was the guy, it was like the biggest moment in punting in my life. Right?
That's really cool.
Because he had no idea that I watched his film, and then he was like, "You're the guy." It was a gigantic moment. Hopefully that happens with me and you in like 10 years.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Here's a good story.
Please.
My junior year, I was on mushrooms in the off season. Me and my-
Shrooms?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Me
wanted-
and my roommates in college were on mushrooms.
Okay.
It was, I had missed 2 kicks against Pitt that I thought my whole football career was over. I got death threats. I had 27 death threats. I had bottles thrown in my car in Morgantown, West Virginia. I was going to transfer. I was going to be done with football. I just didn't have it. I had a strong leg. I just didn't have it. My roommates and I took some mushrooms, and I literally had an epiphany. It was like a moment where my roommates were like, why don't you just try to make it, man? And then it spiraled into, if you make the NFL, all your other dreams can come true because
True.
the NFL is such a gigantic platform. And it was on that moment that everything kind of changed. And I was going to use the NFL as a kind of a platform to take off. And that was kind of the plan the whole time. That's why whenever this all started cooking, it kind of all worked out.
VaynerMedia is that for me to buy the Jets. I realized in my late 20s, early 30s that I was only good at one thing. I always compare myself to Mariano Rivera of the Yankees. You know, he had this insane career, and he had other pitches, and he was but he had one pitch. He had that one cut. He had that one pitch, right?
Is that a slider? Or
Cutter. For fucking 20 years, nobody could hit it. Like literally nobody. Edgar Martinez actually, weirdly enough, could hit it a little bit. Nonetheless, I decided that's me. I'm good at other things, I'm terrible at most things, but I'm insane about understanding people's behavior, about why they buy stuff and where they put their attention. It's always come intuitively to me. I just always know what people are gonna do before they do it. That's why I invested in Facebook, in Twitter, in Uber and Snapchat years before they became big. Yeah, I've made a lot of money in that part of my life, but at the height of that.
And you figured all this out without taking shrooms.
Correct.
That's amazing.
That's insane that you didn't have to dig deep into your brain. Because boy, mine was locked back there.
I feel like my brain is on shrooms permanently. Like it's defaulted.
So
you know what I mean? It's defaulted in that. By the way, I actually think that. I actually think, that picture where it looks like two people are kissing or it's a glass of wine?
Yeah.
You know those things? I feel like the whole world looks at it one way and I just look at it the other way.
Yeah. That's the stand-up comedians. That's the stand-up comedians.
Mushrooms,
Is that right?
by the way, also a very important fresh ingredient for cooking.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a pizza.
Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Blue Apron's mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. They achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community for home chefs.
This one's a 3-pager.
This is a long one. They're a long one. Let's talk about impact on the community.
This is in their ad read.
Blue Apron has established
this is still happening?
partnerships.
This is happening for the next 3 fucking pages.
Okay, good.
With 150
I
local farms.
passed on Blue Apron when I was investing. Passed.
Well,
I was wrong.
We're
I was wrong.
thirsty.
No, I was wrong. Keep going. I'm just
Blue
gonna drink
Apron's
this coffee.
incredible. It's the best.
company.
It's actually
The
good.
greatest miss of my career.
Yeah.
Oh, I respect that.
You didn't?
No. I passed on Uber twice in the angel round. I invested in it slightly after. I passed on Airbnb when it was Air Bed and Breakfast. I still look at that email. Gary Vee, we're huge fans. We'd love for you to invest in Air Bed and Breakfast.
How about this? The next time you get one of those emails, just let me know.
I will.
I love throwing.
No. I'm acting cool right now. What I don't talk about is the $100,000 check I invested into Yobongo.
What is that?
I thought it was going to be Tinder before Tinder. I was right about the concept.
But it didn't.
I saw
company.
I saw Grindr, right? And I was like, okay, that's going to happen with boys and girls. That's 100% going to happen.
Grindr came before Tinder. I didn't know.
Way before, like 6 years before. God. And I'm like, that's.
Homosexuals are so onto things at all times.
Well, by the way, subgroups always, right? Hip hop, like subcultures always win. Everything comes from a subculture. So you have to watch subcultures and then decide if that's going to go mainstream.
So hipsters lead the way, you're saying?
Could. Do you think that everybody's going to play vinyl? We'll see.
Grindr went mainstream, and so did Blue Apron. That business really took off. Blue Apron
He's got a
has
real
established
skill.
partnerships with over 150 local
He's really
farms,
good.
Best in the game.
And
I was
ranchers
wondering why
across
he
the
was
United
here.
States. Their beef, chicken, and pork come from responsibly raised animals. Those are responsibly raised animals. They have both parents. Their produce is sourced from farms that practice regenerative farming. That's important. And Blue Apron ships the exact amount of each ingredient required for a recipe. They're reducing food waste. Also key. Impact on households. Cooking together builds strong families.
Yes.
Right?
Now
we
Between
love families.
humans.
No more Povich.
Right. Research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often and are 80% less likely to produce children that grow up to be serial killers. Households.
Is that an actual stat?
Let's call it that.
Diggs and I cook together all the time, and we are not producing any children or serial
I
killers.
think you should think about it, by the way.
Do you guys cook together?
You guys should adopt a kid.
You guys should start. You guys should start your own vlog about you guys cooking
that would be great.
and take over Pat. Take over Pat.
Here, but
Yeah.
Should. I like that.
I'm about to encourage these guys. Coup d'etat, guys. Coup d'etat.
Hold on, I did a whole speech at a company last week, and I didn't know if I was supposed to motivate them to take the person in front of them's job or not, who's in the room. And
Yeah.
that's basically what I did.
I do that all the time. I basically try to get everybody to quit. I get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to speak at a
Go do
corporate
your own
retreat,
fucking thing.
and then I'm like, get out of here. And then the bosses are like, why did we? I'm like, sorry, I got to talk about.
Don't quit, Todd.
Don't quit on these ad reads, guys.
Go ahead.
Favorite is the spice
So
cod
smart, by the way.
tacos. It comes with 12 tortillas, almost 1.5 pounds of cod, Greek yogurt, lime, avocado, cucumber, lettuce, peanuts, cabbage, and Cotija cheese.
That's my favorite.
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I have no idea what the hell
You're
you
a
just
That's
wine
your
guy.
sophisticated fucking palate.
No.
Can you
I
spell
just
it
don't
for
know
me?
it.
Cotija.
Oh, that's Katya.
Is that true?
It's Russian. We think you should know that.
That should Gary.
That's why you're here.
That's Russian for penis.
Cheese.
Penis cheese.
Penis cheese.
With some people here, BlueApron.com, they think it's going to be a company that sells aprons that are blue, which is stupid because you can't just sell blue aprons. That business would fail. You have to sell all the colors.
Niches win.
So when you think BlueApron.com, I want you to think of a company that sells delicious, healthy, environmentally responsible meal kits. They're affordable and easy to make because that's what they are. They're affordable. For less than $10 per person per meal, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. And they're easy. Each meal comes with a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card. Call to action, guys. Let's rally around this.
This is what we need.
This is what it's about. This
We
is
need
what the
another-
whole read is about.
We need another page.
We need another page. But this is
Three-pager,
what's
Gary.
important for our listeners. Everything else we said is important. This is the most important. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping.
Probably
Your
should've let off
first
with that.
3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Pat. That's P-A-T. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/Pat.
PAT. Because I thought it was P silent Z A Y T.
Spell it for him.
Yeah, it's P as in pterodactyl, A as in apple, T as in tsunami. Next question. Gary.
I want to talk to the audience, real quick, audience. Let's start a campaign right now for Blue Apron. I'm going to do it right now. Go to Twitter and let's start hashtag one page Pat. Let's prove to Blue Apron that, first of all, I love how you're natively integrating the ad,
Thank you. Thank you.
but that ad is way too long.
It's long.
Way too long.
And I didn't read all
No, I got it. And
how
Blue
long it
Apron,
was.
Blue Apron's very smart, or their ad company's very smart to be sponsoring this. Very smart. It's a deal. Whatever you're charging, not enough. I'm being dead serious.
I agree.
So,
Found out what the numbers are yesterday.
but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna help everybody. We're gonna help you.
Okay.
We're gonna help you.
Thank you.
And we're gonna really help Blue Apron. Hashtag one page Pat, right? If you wanted to go to one page and you're committed to supporting Blue Apron because you don't want to listen to that horse shit anymore and you'd rather get 2 more minutes of the podcast, so you'll just do what Blue Apron wants, which is do this thing, but it has to now go to one page. I hope Blue Apron CEO and all their executives are listening and their VCs. That is way too long, and so I'm convinced that thousands of people here will actually do the Blue Apron thing to make it one page. Hashtag one
We
page
love you,
Pat.
Blue Apron, but it doesn't need to be 3 pages. Don't send us 3 pages.
That was
Let's
unbelievable.
get it down to 1.
I've lost all my energy. I'm finished.
Yeah.
Watch this. Go ahead. Next question.
Hey, Gary, so what I was thinking was, I'm in a
I don't.
relationship with a
I
lady.
don't know.
Is it possible to build
No.
an empire and be in a relationship?
No, you should break up.
Seems like Blue Apron's really killed you.
Are you in a relationship?
I am, yeah.
It's super hard.
It is very.
How old
very
are you again?
difficult. 29.
Yeah. Listen, do you love her?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of her.
And how long have you been together?
Like a year. We've known each other for a long time, though.
Oh, you're gonna marry her.
Probably.
Okay, well, that's
Is
cool.
it possible, though?
Oh,
We've been through some
Easy,
battles here the last
easy,
couple of months.
easy. It's very easy, but it doesn't sound like what you just said makes it scary, which is you need a fullback, bro.
Ooh.
You need somebody to clear the path.
Yeah. Take care of the home front, right? Let me work.
You need somebody. You need old school.
And that's kind of what
When
we're
you're
doing.
hungry, you need old school fullback. Like you need a fullback or a cheerleader. You definitely don't need a wide receiver. When you're hungry,
Wow.
when you're hungry,
Yeah.
and that's self-awareness. Like you need to find a partner in life. I'm not trying to be cool or anything. This is, by the way, this is the advice I give most of my female entrepreneurs that I invest in.
Yeah.
This is not boy advice. This is human advice.
Yeah.
You have to know who you are.
Do they get all the football references?
The fullback,
Sure,
wide receiver.
sure.
All right.
Plenty, like,
have cool
I only invest in female entrepreneurs that know everything about football. I'm like, what's a gunner? They're like, so, by the way, 98% of dudes don't know what a fucking gunner is.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
So pissed. Anyway, you know what my favorite football move is? I'll go back to your answer. When the Jets establish their roster, I buy the jerseys of the 45th to 53rd player. All of them, custom.
Respect that.
Like Tanner Purdom, like long snapper, like all of them. And then I wear them. And then at the stadium, people will come up to me like, hey bro, cool, nice jersey, that's your last name? I'm like, no dick, that's your long snapper. That's basically how I establish my fandom.
Yeah.
So anyway, and if you're a hardcore fan, that's the move. Anyway, you need a fullback or a cheerleader. Because the problem is when you're hungry, you only have one gear.
Yeah.
And if you don't have somebody supporting that by clearing the way or cheering for it, it's gonna create friction.
Yeah.
The end.
And you have a lady you've been with for a long time.
13 years, and Lizzie's like the only reason I'm pulling off this shit.
Well,
because
I think that's what Sam's becoming, though. Sam, her and I, the transition into this, the whole Barstool Sports, busy all the fucking time. We are busy all the time. More busy than I ever was in the
Right, and it was so much cooler to be like, my husband's a NFL football player, right? Or my boyfriend's an NFL football player instead of like, my boyfriend's a podcaster.
Well, I don't know if she says that or not. I have no idea if she's...
She says it.
You think so?
Yeah!
I don't think she said her boyfriend.
What's up with your boyfriend? Or what's up with your boyfriend? Oh, he's a former NFL player.
Yeah, that's
First slide.
That's guaranteed what happens.
That's money in the bank.
I don't think so. I think Sam's a
All right,
big
cool.
fan.
Wait, hold on. This is your homie crew. We're doing an official vote. Here we go. Diggs.
I think she says former NFL player.
Good. Next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Next.
I say she says comedian.
Next.
Yeah.
Yeah. No NFL.
Comedian.
She's
2 for 2.
She's a pretty big fan of the comedy.
Yeah.
Here's the punchline.
Comedy Pat.
2 really good friends.
Yeah.
2 people you got to keep your eye on.
You guys don't want me single. Right?
2 guys that are about to start their.
No, they don't like
I'm very thankful for Sam because I make this joke all the time.
We don't want him to be single.
We
Makes
cannot
sense.
handle your undivided attention.
Yeah.
Single
So-
Pat is a nightmare for us. Because his brain does not fucking stop.
Yeah. Late night texts, late night calls. Hey, this is what I'm thinking.
You can't out intensify me, bro. Let's just be
I
friends.
believe that.
Like,
I don't know.
Look at his
well,
face.
try.
I just drank some Total War this morning.
We'll
We're drinking
try.
coffee. I drank Total War this morning.
I'm gonna drink 4 sips. It's comfort food. Wait till you see how full it is when I leave. I don't need
There's
fucking
electricity
coffee. I don't need
flashing
anything.
right here.
No, I look up to you. So I'm really happy you came in here. When you reach out to be on our show,
Yep.
I've never been more excited in my
I'm
life.
pretty fascinated. I'm going to tell you, I sit in this chair, and I'm also going to work on an impression of you because you have the most fucking cool persona that
He's a
matches your
comedian.
voice ever.
Dude, thank you very much. Thank you. Number 2, you're really doing it, man. Like, listen, I watch everything. I spend my life looking at culture, and whether it's hip hop and spending times with Kyle or Russ or Logic, or I'm looking at comedians, I'm spending a lot of time looking at that space. I look at everything that's happening in podcasting, vlogging, personal brands on Instagram. You are really doing this, and my one massive piece of advice would be, step on the throat of this opportunity. Go harder. This is a moment in time. Like, listen, it ebbs and flows. I'm always gonna be a winner, and I've always won, but I've been through 3 cycles when it was better, right? Like I should have collected more emails and did more Google AdWords. That's how it got from 3 to 60. I was right. I should have went harder, right? YouTube, I was one of the first people on it 4 months into YouTube. I should have went harder, right? Twitter, I went hard. I got my value. Like when you have your moment, I have my moment right now, I'm going hard. Like hard, like I've never worked harder. Like it's 6 a.m. to 1 in the morning. Like this is your moment. And somebody's gonna watch this, and I mean this whole thing that you're doing, and they're gonna do the same move. And they're gonna be cooler than a punter. I mean it. I mean it.
I don't think so.
Now, my intuition is they might not be more talented than you, right? Like at this. But this is a moment, bro. You're winning. You've got the hearts and minds of a lot of people. You've got real fucking magic inside of you. You just need to, like, you should be a guest on every single top 100 podcast over the next 120 days.
I'm ready to run through a fucking wall right now.
I'm glad you had that idea because we had the same idea.
Yeah, he's got to go on a pub run.
Dude,
Right?
he,
Gotta hit
Not
listen,
enough people
listen.
know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot do, but you need to go cross-pollinate. You resonate with everybody. This isn't the listen, this is my one man's point of view. This isn't the cliche thing that I think a lot of people are thinking, which is like, oh good, he's hit the whole middle America, Arkansas Rick demo. Dude, you're an authentic human being. You'll win with 41-year-old females, you'll win with 22-year-old Latinos in San Antonio.
Okay, estamos mismo.
You'll just win. You need to go hack culture. What that means is you need more awareness and exposure, and not just a niche that comes to you, which means you gotta go work. You gotta go show up on shit. You need to go reach out to
How
vlogs.
the fuck do we get there though? Like we have no idea how to. The only way
I'll tell you.
Awesome.
Not only will I tell you, I'll let you take an employee or two from VaynerMedia to work for you. I'm being dead serious what I'm saying. And by the way, this is not me being Mother Teresa. I've got a problem. I'm creating so much talent at VaynerMedia that I can't feed them all. Like the company's just not gonna be big enough, and a lot of them are winners. And this is Barstool, the company, and you specifically, we mainly hire people that are into football. So I've got I've got kids that can absolutely bring you huge value, or you can figure it out yourself. You got a whole crew here. I don't care, just do it.
We'll take a couple of your guys.
We have a couple guys that we signed.
We have no ego.
That we've had to fire immediately. We had a guy named Cervix Killer. That was his nickname. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Immediately off the jump. But he started sexually harassing one of the other.
He tried to kill the wrong cervix.
Yeah.
Which, is out of character for a guy that shows up to the interview wearing a Cervix Killer t-shirt.
We expect, but that would be incredible.
Surprise us there.
For a future episode.
You need to hack. You need to show up on vlogs, right? Like do you know what's going on YouTube with all these families that are vlogging their lives? Right?
No.
So like basically reality TV shows, it's just like a whole couple with 2 kids and like millions of views, right? You need to just show up to like their house in Ohio and teach the kid how to play soccer. Boom, 30,000 more people listening to your podcast. You need to show up on Rogan's podcast, right? Boom, explosion. You need to show up on, you need to go and become friendly with some hip hop artist, Rich the Kid, 1 million followers on Instagram. Like you've got it. Now you're either gonna run hard or you're gonna run super hard or you're gonna you're running hard. Like that's just you.
Yeah.
You
want me to go super hard?
I do. Only because you have a moment right now. Like you can literally, I genuinely think you're gonna host the ESPYs in 3 years.
Fuck ESPN.
Okay. I think
But we have our own version of the.
No,
you're
you're right. I understand what you're saying.
By the way, everybody says, fuck Facebook, it's fucking me. I'm like, no, you need to fuck it back. Take people out of it.
Yeah.
You can say fuck ESPN until you go on the ESPYs and you siphon all those fans. It's the best to go into enemy territory. I go do interviews with certain people that I don't love to siphon people out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Gary.
Yep.
Who do I hate? ESPN? I gotta go to ESPN.
You hate a lot of people.
I hate a lot of
Well, we
people.
have this fight with you all the
Andrew
time.
Luck.
Well, and you had no
I know you
trouble
hate Andrew
running
Luck.
hard.
I'm
He's
kidding, I'm just
showing
making
you
up shit.
The right path to run.
I'm just trying to get headlines. McAfee hates Luck.
That's what ESPN will
By the way,
run.
he's an awesome kid, isn't he?
Incredible.
He's
dude.
hungry as fuck. He
I
better,
wish he was
you know
more
what?
of an asshole.
He better win a Super Bowl. That's like running through my head. I'm like, that's gonna be fun to watch from afar because I'm a huge Patrick Ewing fan, and that means misery loves company, and I want other all-time greats to not win championships.
Dan Marino.
I hate that fucker.
How come?
Because I'm a diehard Jets fan.
Jets guy.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand? I mean, the things that,
You're right.
do you know how,
Pittsburgh guy.
bro, do you know
My dad
how,
graduated with Dan Marino.
you know how lucky I am that NFL had realignment? The NFL realigned Peyton's rookie year. The Colts were in the Jets division. That would have been like, we would have,
Tom instead.
it would have been both of them.
Yeah.
That would have been 4 automatic losses a year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Little fun fact for the kids at home.
So you legit are a diehard. Did the Jets know that you're a diehard fan and that you plan on buying them?
Yep.
What's the owner name?
Woody Johnson.
Woody Johnson?
Yep.
Does he know that you plan on buying from him?
I'm not sure, I don't care. Because he's not selling. And I hope he has a nice long life, and I'm 30 years younger, and it's the natural progression of human beings,
I
right?
talked to Jim Irsay
Yeah.
in my retirement,
Yep.
which was an hour-and-a-half conversation with him. about
Interesting.
everything. It was an incredible convo. I told him I never wanted to be a player, never want to be a coach, don't want to be a scout, don't want to be a GM. I want to own the Colts one day. And he was like so taken back by it, but then he like gave me like a real conversation about
love it.
And I think the NFL owners are getting comfortable. They're getting comfortable
Anybody gets comfortable when you're a billionaire.
making billions. What is the end game for you? What's the end game for you? Owning the
7
Jets?
Super Bowls.
So owning the Jets and winning 7 Super Bowls is the end game for Gary Vee.
100%. And then like there'll be a movie, right? Because it was a kid from Russia who always said he was going to own the Jets, and then he did. And then I'm going to inspire some 13-year-old girl in Chattanooga, Tennessee to do something similar.
Do you think about your story with every decision you make?
Yes.
Me too.
100%.
Who plays you in the movie?
Somebody ridiculously fucking handsome.
Funny.
Do you know, I don't know if you know this, my brother AJ, he started VaynerMedia with me. He left about a year ago. He has Crohn's disease, right? And so the pressure, we went from 30 to 800 people, and you're managing people. And that shit sucks. You guys know,
Putting
know.
out fires.
I'm a firefighter. I say it all the time. That's what I do for a living. I'm gonna leave this booth. We're gonna high five, new friends. We're pumped. We like each other.
Yeah, you're
and literally, I'm
giving
gonna
us,
open my phone. It's gonna be 4 texts and 137 emails, and it's all gonna be shit. That's my life. But that's what you do when you're number one, right? Anyway, my brother leaves. He doesn't know what he wants to do. We decide earlier, a couple months earlier, I bought a small sports agency out of Boston and New York called Symmetry Sports. They only had 4 guys. Matt Paradis was their big hit, 6th-round center from Boise, all pro now for the Broncos. Great kid. Little, small guys, couldn't really ever play at the biggest leagues of agency world. But I wanted to learn it, so I bought it. Passive, just to watch it. AJ decides to jump in and run it. We rebranded it to Vayner Sports, and I'm about to dominate over the next 5 years the sports agency world.
Do you know how many agents I fired?
How many?
5.
True?
Yep.
Good. I want to be able to close every single punter prospect for the rest of my life because of you.
That'll be no problem.
Great.
I don't want to say that I'm the leader of the punters, but I am every high school kid that kicks.
You're the lord of the punters.
I think that's a
I
solid.
like that.
You're the lord of the punters.
Yeah.
D-Rock, new custom t-shirt. We're doing this. Lord of the punters. We'll
Find it
send
at
it to-
BarstoolSports.com.
Is that extra large?
Yeah.
Extra large.
I'm barely-
Lord of the punters.
Yeah. I think that's a good.
If there's a single punter in not this draft coming up, next year's draft that gets drafted, that doesn't sign with Vayner Sports, we're losers. You know what? You're right.
Yeah,
Your
it's
fault.
100% my fault.
Yeah.
But it's very easy to tell which punter's going to make it and which kicker's going to make it.
Great.
In the college.
Great.
Very easy. Got a gigantic leg, going to make it. Baby leg, not going to make it. Easy as that. I happen to have the biggest of them.
That just gave us a design idea for Lord of the Punters.
The gigantic
Gigantic leg.
fucking leg.
I love it.
Do you follow other sports? NHL?
NBA. I was a big hockey fan, but once my teams win a championship, I'm out. So the 94 Rangers win the cup,
Climax
check.
out.
That's it. I'm all about the climb. Once I win, I'm out.
But you won 7 championships at the Jets. Don't you
Well-
think that the history of you is going to make you drop out after you win a Super Bowl as an owner?
Maybe. That's a very good observation. You know what I'm more scared of? Actually winning one before I buy them. I don't know what's gonna happen. It could get fucked up.
It makes for a better movie if you just leave after that one, because it would get kind of redundant.
I don't think you have
Showing 7 wins.
You know
I
what
don't
it
think you have to worry about them winning one.
Yeah, that's what everybody says until they go 2-14 this year, take Darnold, right, from USC next year and go and actually win. Listen, I love losing.
Learn.
I love losing. All these people, I love all these Patriot friends I have, right? Who live in other parts, but listen, you live in Boston, Mazel Tov. New Hampshire, Vermont, Mazel Tov. You live in fucking Detroit and you're a Patriots fan, it's the quickest tell that you're a loser. It is. And by the way, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of a great sports franchise and you do not live in that market, let me tell you who you are. You're a fucking loser. Let me explain. It's because you need an outside thing to give you self-esteem. You want other people to deploy self-esteem into your body. You don't have it yourself. Period.
Do you read tweets that are compliments?
Of course. I need compliments 24/7, 365.
Me too. I fucking love
They're
it.
my oxygen.
I would take a compliment from anybody.
And I also love fucking Gary Vee, you're a bullshit artist. I don't believe anything you say. I love that too. Chips on shoulder. You don't understand. I'm unbeatable. You give me compliments, I grow. I fucking love it. You fucking diss my shit, I fucking grow because I want to slice your throat.
I feel like I'm looking in the mirror right now.
But right? I mean, like it's a win-win. When you're in a good place, when you know your intent, when you've figured yourself out, it's game over.
How many years is it going to take for you to buy the Jets, you think? Have you mapped it out
20.
yet?
20
more years of
yeah,
dominance.
because I don't do things that create the kind of wealth overnight. I'm not inventing Uber.
You're chess, not checkers.
100%.
I learned that on Bull the other day.
It's true. I use that analogy all the time. That's exactly what I am. I'm patient as fuck. I like the narrative. I enjoy the climb. It's great.
Just a hustler.
Just a grinder, like just willing to I think I can outwill everybody.
Jesus Christ.
You said that you willed Xavier into winning the.
I did. Did you hear about the Bud Light Busters?
Nope.
So Bud Light Busters was something that Barstool Sports together. They got paid by Bud Light. I
Okay.
did not. But every personality in the Barstool Sports drafted one team that was seeded 9 or lower, and you had to pick a team that made it to Sweet
And you took-
16. And I took Xavier.
Only team to do it.
Only team to make it in the whole company.
Do you know what I call this?
I motivated the shit out of those kids.
Do you know what I call this?
What's that?
The Jorge Cantu rule.
Okay, don't know who he is. Sounds like a Mexican. Let's do it.
Jorge Cantu is a baseball player who was a non-prospect. I picked him up on waivers in fantasy baseball a decade or two ago. He lost his mind. The guy batted like 290 with 30 homers. He lost his shit. Had 100 plus RBIs, came out of left field, right? Literally. Cool. I then trade him because his max value, he's out of his mind. Shits the bed. Can't play baseball anymore. I pick him back up, dominates Earth.
Back in the game.
Back in the game. If Brandon Warnicki is listening to this right now, it happened yesterday. I pick up Benoit, the fucking closer, the setup man for the Phillies. An hour later, new closer. It's supposed to be the setup guy. Nope. Benoit. I willed it.
How good do you feel about that? Because I felt real good about Favor.
The
I
best.
celebrated hard in Vegas.
Bro, I honestly believe it.
Yeah.
Like I know it makes no logical sense. I know 10,000 people just said this fucking guy. I'm sorry, I believe it.
Do you speak things into existence?
Listen, I think the answer is yes, because then I go do something about
Puts
it.
pressure on you.
You know what I mean? Like I don't sit in my couch and say,
pressure on you, right?
I'm gonna be a millionaire and then like jerk off while I'm playing Madden all day.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm gonna be a millionaire and then I go work 20.
That's a good time too.
No, that's super fun.
It does put pressure on yourself because if you run your mouth about it,
You
now
gotta
you
do it.
gotta
Listen,
back it up with your
this has been a
ass.
funny theme the last couple days. I keep pointing to D-Rock because he follows me, knows everything that's been going on.
Great
We,
nickname,
well, his name's David Rock. I mean, did he win or what? If my
I
name
would
was
have went with The Rock.
Pat,
before Dwayne
if my
Johnson
name
had it.
if my name was David Rock, I'd be 7 times bigger. It's true. Anyway,
I agree.
you know, like, look, Muhammad Ali runs his fucking mouth. He executes, and he's the greatest.
Right.
You know, all the people that I can't mention right now that ran their mouth, people in the neighborhood make fun of them. I mean, it's very basic. I'm not scared to run my mouth, and I do. I'm running my mouth that I'm gonna buy a $4 billion thing.
Yeah, but it puts pressure on you to fucking do it.
I laugh with my inner circle. I say shit like, man, I could literally end up becoming a billionaire and get shit on because I didn't accomplish it. Like first dude ever that like's the worst. I'm like the worst billionaire ever.
You remember Gary saying he should buy the fucking jet?
What a loser.
All he got was $1 billion. Before you fucking
He
idiot.
just owns the Bengals, that loser.
He owns an arena league team.
What's the next sport to be big? Lacrosse?
Esports. Esports is gonna be the biggest sport in America besides the NFL and NBA.
Why don't you put together this league? And this is an idea.
Go ahead.
So in England, whenever we played over there, don't know why, but the NFL, pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. They're trying to spread to Europe, whatever. Don't know how it's going to work if they put a team over there. Won't work, whatever. But they have, for the UEFA League,
Yep.
they have an E-game team that represents each one of them. And the night before they play,
FIFA.
they play FIFA against
Yep.
each other. Why doesn't the NFL have Madden teams that do that? Why don't you put that together?
I don't want to do anything that is at the mercy of the IP of somebody else. It's the macro version of what you didn't like.
Yeah.
I will never do that because I don't need to fuck with the shield.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Yeah.
I'd rather create the hacky sack league or the thumb wrestling league or the pencil fighting league, something that's agnostic that I can completely own. That's why.
Got you. Do you think
It's literally the macro of what you said earlier.
in the NFL will probably end up doing this at some point, but they'll be 10 years behind.
Yeah, the thing that people make a mistake on with social media is they do things, shady stuff, but Facebook, and they think they're tricking Facebook and Instagram. They know what's going on.
How do we get better at Facebook?
You actually know the art and the science behind how to get better at it. Like, first of all, you should never do a podcast again without it being filmed, ever.
We film.
We filmed
Great.
Yeah,
Then you should cut at least 13 to 20 different moments into 40, 50, 60-second videos, and then you should amplify them. You should run $100 to $500 worth of ads on every single post on Facebook against cult fans. You should compound it. It's the actual hashtags you use. It's the actual filter you use.
So the
it's the
fact that-
time that you post it.
Man, what times are best?
All-
You don't have to tell us. Don't tell us.
No,
now.
no, I'll tell you because I want everybody at home to win.
Okay.
I don't know. But you've got to
What
do.
the fuck just happened?
All the time.
I'll tell you what happens. All of them could work. It's different shit. Your demo, I think late nights are interesting. I think Instagram's interesting. I think you have to have a real Snapchat campaign. You should never do an event ever again without buying a custom filter that's funny with a drawing of your face on it. There's a lot of strategies here, man.
God, Jesus.
This is not by accident. You're relying right now on your talent. You need to deploy real strategy to compound it.
Well, with that being said,
let's go fucking do something.
Let's go take over the world.
I mean, like,
Fucking kill it.
Let's go take over the world, Gary.
speaking of taking over the world, Blue Apron.
Do you have any more?
I do not.
Good. Perfect. The NHL playoffs start tonight. Who plays, Nick?
We got the Pens playing Columbus.
Pens win.
You think?
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Pens gonna win it only because I'm from Pittsburgh and I'm a very
I gotta go.
So
I have a meeting.
Go ahead, man.
Facebook.com/Gary.
Yep.
Gary VEE on everything else. I'll answer any fucking question. Just put hashtag Pat and Gary. All of them. I'm gonna answer every fucking question.
I can't wait to just ask you 100.
I love you guys. Thanks everyone. Take care. Thanks guys.
Gary.
Real pleasure.
You're the fucking man.
That was fun.